Hey guys, Justin with AmericanMuscle.com here with your latest installment of Mustang news, and boy is it a doozy. Now, I do apologize for the tardiness of this video, but you see, as I was spending a fun family weekend at the sweetest place on earth with my girls, someone decided to break the internet and release these photos of the new GT500 without my consent. You know, some people. But anyway, guys, seriously, after months and months of waiting and speculating in camo, here she is in all of its potato phone blurry glory, right? Now, we don't know exactly who took the photo of this car, but we do know that Instagram user and soon to be banned from every automotive show for the rest of time, Sinister Lifestyle posted it up on Thursday night. Now, this photo was originally grabbed at a dealer event for Ford in Las Vegas recently, an event, by the way, designed to build hype for upcoming models and basically, between you and me, allow them to start calculating the thousands and thousands of dollars above sticker that they're sure to charge for this new Halo Mustang. But since this is it after all, what do you say we talk about the appearance a little bit and what we do know? Now, as far as appearance, well, based off that teaser video from the Detroit Auto Show earlier this year, in addition to a bunch of random spy photos, all those pieces seem to be in place, right? The 15 through 17 style headlights, the black hood vent, the lower splitter and winglets, and that very snake-like wide front fascia opening, and this black insert, which to me, guys, is the most controversial part of this otherwise very cool looking front end. Now, in my opinion, guys, Ford didn't need to do this. This whole black out the middle thing just needs to stop. Why? Well, for one, it looks like a GT350 and a GTR had a kid, heyo, but it's also because it's incredibly played out thanks largely to the Dodge Charger. Now, I do feel like this part, color matched with those stripes, would help keep some of that sexiness of the GT350 front end, but the side detail on the fascia and hood on the GT500 would help differentiate this car enough from its little brother without having to revert to painting the damn bumper black, as to me what feels sort of like an automotive cop-out at this point. But how do you guys feel about this? Let me know in the comments section. I'd love to hear it. But one thing that is a bit different with this car in Vegas compared to some of the teaser stuff that we've seen is the wheels. Now, to me, they look like a variation of the GT350R's carbon fiber wheels, but based on this photo with a little bit more detail on the surface of the spokes. And if you look really closely, you can see the inner barrel of this wheel has that same white ceramic plasma material used on the GT350R's rollers to protect that carbon fiber from those high brake temps. So, does this mean that the GT500 is getting a carbon fiber wheel option? Well, I would say based on this tidbit, it looks very likely. Now, as far as the rest of the appearance is concerned, well, we see that aggressive wing on the car, which is basically the same thing we saw on that teaser video, so not really a huge surprise there. But what is a bit surprising to me is the lack of venting on the front fenders. That's because, judging by some of the camoed up pictures we've seen over the last few months, it looked as if though it was almost a guarantee that Ford was going to have some sort of extractor in place on those wheel arches. But judging by this car anyway, that doesn't seem to be the case. But what do you say we talk about what we can't see in this photo here, and that is some of the advertised horsepower claims that supposedly came out of this same dealer meeting in Vegas. Now, according to some of the folks that were in the room in this meeting, power numbers were floated out there in the high 700 horsepower range. In fact, between 780 and 790 horsepower to be exact. Yes, that's awesome, right? Well, is it real? Well, we'll just have to wait and see on that. Now, one thing that we do know for sure is that it sounded extremely healthy ripping around the track at the Utah Motorsports campus, and you can certainly hear that new 265 blower whining really hard down that back straight. Shifting gears, pun intended, transmission, of course, was another big topic of discussion at this dealer event from Ford out in Las Vegas. And supposedly, guys, there are talks of two different transmission options to be offered in the Shelby. Your standard will be a manual, but according to these same sources, there will also be an automatic option, which is very interesting and to me raises a big question. What in God's name manual transmission are they going to use in this thing? The MT82? I really doubt it. and the GT350's Tremec 3160 doesn't exactly have the torque capacity to handle that supercharged 5.2 liters power. So to me, this is going to be one of the bigger question marks to come out of the GT500, and it will be very interesting to see what transmission they stick behind this thing when it does hit the market. Now, that automatic transmission, on the other hand, isn't exactly a slam dunk yet from what we hear as well. Originally, we thought a DCT or dual clutch trans was all but guaranteed, but now folks close to the issue are saying that it's going to be more of a pumped up version of the 10R80 currently found in the standard GT. So this is another big area where it's a big old fat question mark for me and from Ford, and it will be interesting to see what ends up in the car as it is available to the masses, in addition to that weight. Another big question mark, right? We hope this thing hasn't put on a ton of weight, and no doubt that will be a big time factor in whether or not people will pull the trigger on this car or not. One big thing we have to keep in mind here, guys, with all this fun stuff we're talking about, until Ford releases any kind of statement or press release, this is all purely speculation based on internet rumors, so we have to take everything we hear with a grain of salt. But let's pull back away from that bombshell of the GT500 image, because the following day, Ford created their own little frenzy here by releasing this new video campaign based on their Built Ford Proud slogan. And in that video, we caught a glimpse of this next-gen Tron-style Mustang that allegedly teases the upcoming hybrid or full electric variant. Now, the engine cutaway right before we see this Tron Mustang to me just looks like the current Coyote engine in the S550, so I wouldn't go crazy reading into that too much, but that following concept car donning the pony emblem is unlike anything we've seen before from the Blue Oval. And going back to this same dealer event where someone did grab the image of the GT500, the backstory on this next-gen concept Mustang is that supposedly it will be a Mustang-themed all-electric vehicle that will get roughly 300 miles on a full charge, 45 miles on a 15-minute charge, and will even be faster than the current S550 GT when it comes to 0 to 60 times. It's pretty impressive. Now, this car was originally supposed to wear that Mach 1 badge. Remember, we heard about that earlier this year, but after Ford took some heat, I think they're gonna pull back from that a little bit. But again, to summarize, full electric Mustang-themed vehicle, possibly SUV, and will have 4 doors. I'll give you a moment to take that all in. Last but not least, guys, you know we got a quick little giveaway for you in the form of a $150 gift card to the site. So comment below, subscribe to our channel. You should know the deal by now. And if you leave us a good enough comment, something thought-provoking and not totally trolling me, I will do my best to respond. Quick shout out before we get out of here to the Lund Racing crew for recently reclaiming the 6R84 R200 record this weekend at Maple Grove in the Blue Goose, going a blistering 778 at 177 mile an hour. So Mon Nats right around the corner, sure is gonna be fun to watch. Stay tuned for that. But that's it, guys. I am out of here. We hope you enjoyed this episode. And remember, for all things Mustang, keep it right here to AmericanMuscle.com.